and where they are and what they can do this offseason. But on our X, I saw this on Twitter. It was again from the Up and Adams show. She's just talking all kinds of Broncos there over the last couple of days. This time with our friend James Palmer and talking about the Broncos arriving. Have they arrived? Is it premature to say that they have arrived? Well, here's James Palmer's thoughts on that.
Sean's got that bravado where he's just going to go full tilt, or is it still like, no, sleep on us, like find out?
Oh, no, it's full tilt. It's pedal to the metal now. Like, you and I both know Sean, and the way he operates is the way he changed this culture in this locker room really quick, Kay. Like, almost early on, you were like, are these guys just like too young and inexperienced to understand like what Sean's trying to say? Like, this confidence is a little more than they should have. But it's what Sean did with them, and it's how they've bought in, and it's how they've kind of really embraced this culture of success that he has just kind of told them they're going to have. And then the success of Bo in year one with an offensive line that's in place, with a defense that might be the best in football. I think that played a bigger part for Bo's rookie season and will play a big part in this second season, more so than people think. He doesn't have to play hero ball. He has a defense that gets stops, a defense that gets offenses off the field. You add Barron into that mix, like what they did in the middle of the defense with Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. Like, I've texted with Vance Joseph, like, this unit's going to be something special on that side of the ball, and you take a sophomore jump for Bo Nix. I don't think they want to come in anybody sleeping on them. I think they want, I don't want to say a target on their back, but they want people to know that they think they've arrived. Certainly feel that that's the vibe in that room.
All right, so there's a couple things we can take away from that, but I'll ask you first, I'll answer second, and then we'll get the tribe's feelings on the RamosLaw.com text line at 303-713-1043. Cecil, have they arrived?
Yeah, they've arrived. They're here, and you've got to react to that, and you've got to be ready to play this team. They are a problem. They are going to be dangerous, and last year was just a taste, and they got whooped in the wild card round. So they are here. They have arrived, and if they can run the ball, they're already going to play great defense, and it may be better than last year. They've got a great young quarterback with emerging young talent around him as pass catchers. Now he's got a tight end. Now he may have a ground game. He certainly has a pass-catching running back in the ground game now. They are dangerous. So they have arrived, and if you're sleeping on the Denver Broncos, well, get ready for that loss.
Yeah, I would say, like, again, we talked about Bo being the face, and we kind of broke it down on a national level and then a local level. And okay, locally, have they arrived? Yeah, they are. Everyone I talk to feels like they're back. Either that or you're a hater or you're still trying to backpedal from your bad Bo Nix takes from a year ago.
Right. There's a lot of that. A lot of pulled hamstrings out there, like about Jahdae Barron, about Bo Nix.
I'm like, damn, I didn't think your old ass could backpedal like that.
You got to be pretty round. You backpedaling like that. You got to watch out there, girl.
So I would say this, like, your answer was definite. You're confident that they have arrived.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Denver-based, they have definitely arrived. They are here. This is now a Broncos town again. The Nuggets and Avs still get plenty of attention, and we're going to talk all sports on this show and certainly on this station with an element of truth to those conversations. But I will say this, like, when we say they've arrived, maybe I look at it a little differently. I want the Broncos, hey, we're here. We're going to win a Super Bowl. And I love that you say Super Bowl 60 is theirs until it's not.
Yeah.
But I think when I look at this, when I say they've arrived or a team has arrived, that means that they can win a championship right now, right here. And I'm still not quite there with the Denver Broncos. I think they're a playoff team. I think they can push the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers for the AFC West. I think that they can win a playoff game. And look, once you're in the tournament, and James Palmer kind of hinted at how good this defense is and will be, once you're in the tournament with the defense like the Broncos are going to put out on the field, anything is possible.
Right.
So I'm not here to say, nope, it's not happening. I'm not going to dig my heels on that. I just think for my timeline, how I look at this team, it's next year when I think they've arrived as a Super Bowl threat and danger to everybody else in the NFL.
I picked them to win 13 games. I'm already there.
Yeah, you are.
Because if you win 13, you're the elite. Mm-hmm. And it's 12 with a chance to win 13. It's 13 with you drop one you're not supposed to lose, and then you're at 12, but you're already among the NFL's elite. If things come together the way that they can. And it's basically the ground game. And it's honestly Audric Estime or the other guy not named R.J. Harvey in this backfield. It's not going to be Jaleel McLaughlin. Sorry, stop. Everyone needs to stop. It's going to be R.J. Harvey and then the second guy. If the second guy is just halfway decent, to have that power element to this team. How do you stop them? They have multiple receivers. They have a tight end. They can block all day. Like, they've got a great offensive line. They got a quarterback that'll slice you up. And if you can get that second back to do what he needs to do in the power game, go get Jamal Williams. If Audric Estime fumbles, go get Nick Chubb, whatever. Find that guy to go along with R.J. Harvey to make this team, don't want to say unstoppable, but damn near.
Yeah. It would certainly be a welcome sight if they are on the timeline that you have projected. And look, I don't have a lot of pushback for you because you were ahead of this curve a year ago. You thought the Broncos were going to be who they were in last season before the season even started. So your timeline has been correct over the last couple of years. Again, I'm just a little half season, 6-7 months or so behind you.
What's it going to take? What's it going to take?
Show me who you are in the first 3 weeks of the season. Show me who they are.
What about that Philadelphia game?
What's that, week 5?
Well, let's talk about the Cincinnati game. That's week 4. Kev, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Week 4, they beat Cincinnati. Are we having a different conversation?
Probably. Yep.
Okay.
We probably are.
All right, because you'd be 4-0 perhaps at that time?
Yeah.
They're 4-0. They beat Cincinnati.
Well, because then you'd have to beat the Chargers,
in LA, which you haven't done.
So then we're really cooking with something.
Okay. All right. So maybe even 3-1, we might have that conversation. It depends on that Bengals game, that Chargers game. Win the first 2, and then your test begins.
Okay. This is kind of the same Broncos story. I just like this sound drop. So. All right, Tribe, you tell us if they've arrived. And then the other thing I want to talk about was we saw the Broncos are going to host a joint practice with the Cardinals. So Cardinals will come. Broncos will go to San Fran. Cecil, you've been there more than I have since the offseason. If they're going to host joint practices, does that mean anything as far as the acceleration of construction work, or will they just make it work with what they have?
They'll make it work with what they have.
Okay.
And fan attendance, probably not going to be any.
Even when the Cardinals are in town?
Yeah. I mean,
that kind of stinks.
Well, it stinks for the fans, that's for sure. Because there's just, I was out there for rookie minicamp. It's a construction site.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to go everywhere, and there's not very many places you can go, even as media. So I think it's just going to be a different year. We've experienced this before with this team when they first built that facility. And, when they were taking out all the trees and stuff over there that used to be the mini hill and then created the big hill. Yeah, we've seen this before, and it's complicated. It's a year, but even during a joint practice week, unless they do something at the stadium, I don't know how fans are going to watch.
Oh, that would be kind of fun, though, to get back to the
stadium. They've done it before, yeah. They haven't done it in a while, but they've done it before.
Remember when you were there, because I saw you there. Peyton and the boys were doing it, and it rained, and they were just sliding 20 yards. That was so cool to watch, dude.
That was fun. Made me want to do that.
Fun. Yeah.
Slip and slide.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, who came up with that? They're a zillionaire now. All it is a yellow piece of plastic.
Do you remember, squirrel moment, but do you remember those, they weren't even rugs. It was like a clear, you'd put it down, now you put it down in an office where you put your chair on and it's clear and it has those spikes on one side, but it's top on the other.
Yeah.
So when I was in Indiana, we couldn't afford a slip and slide. Are you kidding me? So we would just take one of those things, soap it up with some water, and that's your slip and slide.
Oh, my God.
And you just use that all summer long.
Okay, our slip and slide in the country was the trough to feed the cows. So there you go.
That's a good one, actually. You know what they actually, I know it because I'm a commercial guy and I've seen Nebraska was trying to get people to go to Nebraska.
Wow.
And one of their campaigns was, we take those big horse troughs and put them in a river and you can sit in it and float down it. And I was actually like, the redneck in me was like, that's a brilliant idea. I want to do that.
Kind of want one in my backyard.
Yeah, now we
not
all
gonna
want
lie.
one, right?
Yeah. Horse tank. What's that for your horses? No, I sit in it.
That's for me. I bathe in there. All right, that's what's on our timeline. Checking our X and having a little fun with the Broncos. Let's get into our lunch hour, going back to the Nuggets and Avs. And I want to answer this question. We kicked it around a little bit, hinted at it, but let's dive deep into who has a better chance to return to championship form